Hi, I'm Joe Haney, filming this video a little bit earlier on in the day today. Usually, as you've probably seen from the past couple of videos, they're late in the evening, just as I'm about to wind down. But I thought I'd do this a little bit earlier. I think the setting, the sun in the background, as you can see, the beautiful, beautiful warm weather was once a dream of mine, but it's now obviously real. So what's this got to do with you? Well, it's about setting yourself to be a priority. It's about protecting your time. And as trainers, as trainers that just enter the industry after we just qualified, we're very excited, we're very motivated, right? We're doing something that we passionately love. We've probably either come from a job that was 9 to 5. For me, I worked in a warehouse, a clothes warehouse. You may have heard of it, Next. I'd have to cycle there every day, and I'd work in a stinky warehouse with people that I hated, and I have to just collect clothes from a line and then process an order that came from the shop. And that was my day-to-day stuff, right? I remember even now thinking back that the manager even called me in because I wasn't the best employee, right? Called me in because I'd probably been chatting in the aisle somewhere, trying to skive, as I did with my best friend Liam. And he actually called me in the office and told me that if you don't book your ideas up, you're going to be here the rest of you. No, he said something along the lines of, you're not leaving. This is your job for life. Your attitude stinks, so get used to it almost. And I was like, fuck you. I didn't say that to him, but maybe I was thinking that. But it was never my plan to stay there, right? But anyway, you probably have worked in a 9 to 5 job or something of similar. Now you're a personal trainer, so you believe that you've got freedom almost. You're doing something that you're very passionate about. You enjoy this career of yours. It wasn't like the clothes factory that I was working in or whatever you worked in, right? So, but you almost become the yes man now because you're so motivated, you're so enthusiastic, you want clients, so you become the yes man. And the yes man is that person that if a client comes to you, can you train at 6 a.m. in the morning, and you say yes. If a client comes to you and says, can you train me on Sunday afternoon, is that okay? And you say yes. Can you train me 6 a.m. on Monday, but then can we train on Friday evening, by the way? That was my worst hour, at 9 p.m. in the evening. And you say yes. So you're agreeing to all of these times, which makes your rota nearly 14 hours in length. But it's not 14 hours back to back, it's 14 hours all over the place. And this can be done for a short amount of time. I'm just being interrupted by, can you see the dog in the background? Thelma. She pops by. I have no dogs. We don't own any dogs here, by the way. But there's a number of strays and neighbours' dogs that are pretty close by, and they always come around. Not like I feed them or anything. But anyway, going back to my point of today's message. You become the yes man, which then, over time, you come to resent. You hate almost. And the industry that you loved, you then become to resent and be disgruntled, and you're no longer passionate about it, you're no longer motivated, and you hate the thought of getting up the next morning at 6 a.m, probably 5 a.m, to get yourself prepared to train a client, and then to hang around till 9 p.m. in the evening. And you know what, I don't know about you, but not everybody would turn up, so you're hanging around, you waste an hour, you might not even get paid for it. You know the story. So my point is, when are you going to protect your time? And why haven't you done this in the past, and why are you still doing it now? Protecting your time is you control your diary. Now, it's quite scary to make that decision, I know. And it was never the same for me. Sorry, what I mean by that is, it's something that I've been successful at doing, protecting my time. Now, it's not to say that it was the easiest. It was very difficult. And a bit like you, I had fears around, well, if I say no to that time, then will I lose out on that client? But the thing is, if you're that good, the client will work around you. If you're that good, the client will work around you. And think about this now. In any other industry where a client has to make an appointment, it's very rare that they get to choose what time they can do, right? Doctor, dentist, hairdresser. You have to work around that schedule, their schedule. So why cannot it be the same for us? So you need to protect your time. So what you would do is have a look at your week, block out times that are specific for you. And times when you're going to train clients, and just stick to that as best as you can. And what you'll find is you'll attract the clients that really want to work with you. You'll find that you take ownership of your time. You'll feel a little bit better about yourself, and you're in control of the situation. You're leading the situation, by the way, which is what you should be doing from the start. So this then leads on to another point of mine. If you're not protecting time, then you tend to become unhealthy yourself. You're a trainer, but because of the hours that you're working, you don't get to manage, you don't get to work out yourself. Then your health starts to decline. There's many trainers that I know that before they started working with clients, they was in fantastic shape, right? But when they started to work with clients and time went by, they become in worse of shape than their actual client. What I mean by that, they just become very unhealthy. You know, they start having sugar cravings, etc., and they start missing workouts. They're not accountable to anybody. And I think that's Velma in the background telling me to hurry up. So your health declines. So what should you do in this particular instance? My advice to you is hire a coach. I know, it doesn't sound right that a personal trainer has to hire a coach. But it couldn't be as furthest from the truth as I just said. You have to hire a coach. If you really want to be kept accountable, as you've said to your clients who have to prioritize time for a workout with you and hire a coach, you have to take a piece of your own advice. You have to hire a coach to keep you accountable, right? And to do that, you protect your time, and then you get to work out and you continue to be in great shape, because that's part and parcel of who you are and what you want to be, and that's going to help you feel a lot better about things, right? There's nothing worse when you can't work out and look after your own health, because everything else around you seems like it starts to decline as well. So hire yourself a coach. And another thing about this, and the reason why I'm filming this so early on in the day, because you can see the weather here. I'm actually in Bali, for those that don't know, right? But I came from a miserable place in England called Leicester, just to show you that it's not always been the same for me here in Bali. I've had to work just like you. So it brings me on to my point of thinking big. You have to think big. You have to think beyond your next client, beyond your next piece of broccoli or chicken or protein shake, beyond your next workout. Think big. Think about what is it that you really want to achieve as an individual, right? What is it? I call it your life dream goals. What is it you'd like to achieve in your life so that you can sit down when you're 70, 80 years old and think back and think, man, I had such a great life. Because I guarantee right now, you're not going to sit down in that chair when you're 70, 80 years old, look back and think, man, I trained a few clients here and there. I was busting my ass off to make time for them, and they didn't even show. I didn't even get paid that much. And I worked in several gyms, and do you know what? I didn't really enjoy my life, right? Because that's where it's going right now. So you have to think big. And to think big, you have to get a coach, right? Who's going to challenge you to think bigger than what you are right now? Who's going to give you the perspective that you don't have right now? Who's going to give you clarity or challenge you on your thoughts, your beliefs, your values? Because what they currently are now will not be what you will need to get to bigger goals. So to round this up, prioritize your time, protect your time, and protect your schedule. Work out yourself, hire a coach, become accountable, think bigger. If it's something that interests you, then I believe the Fitman Collective may well be for you too. And if that's the case, I'll include the link in the comments below this video. Go and check it out. If you need a coach that understands you more than probably anybody else that understands you, who's been in your shoes, then the Fitman Collective is for you. Speak again soon.